Since this venerable stadium was erected in the Pennsylvania Hills, it has been the home to toughness, to passion, to winning. Welcome to Happy Valley and Beaver Stadium, home to the Penn State Nittany Lions. There's nothing quite like a great rivalry matchup in college football. The bitterness, the intensity, the lifetime of memories that will come as a result of what we're about to see in this one. As we'll see the number 4 team in the country, the Ohio State Buckeyes, taking on the 8th-ranked team in the land, the Penn State Nittany Lions. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. The Buckeyes will boot it away to start the game. Offense set on first down. From the gun, he leaves it with the back. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Well, just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Fast motion from the offense. Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. And this one will be stopped for no gain. They say all games count the same, but you get to this portion of the season and a chance to win a top 10 battle like this carries a little extra weight.
And whoever keeps the top 10 number beside their name after this game will have earned it, because these two teams are very talented, David. We're now at the midpoint of the season. We're starting to get an idea of who these teams are. We're going to find out a whole lot more here today, though.
Yeah, dang right. How much implications down the road does this have? But how about you get an idea of exactly where you stand right in the middle of the season, playoffs down the road, make your statement here today.
Wide open downfield. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one.
And listen, the defense knew coming into this one they were going to target him early and often. He is a weapon, and there's no mystery where the quarterback's going to be looking on critical down and distances. Let's see how they're able to cover him throughout the rest of this game.
A run up the middle is stopped for no gain. When you reach this point in the season, these types of games, top 25 matchups, really determine whether you're going to be a contender.
Yeah, and really show what you're going to be the rest of the season. How are you going to finish strong throughout the season? You know, the first part of the season, now getting to the middle of the season, Palmer, getting a chance to show what you're about so you can finish strong.
It's a resume builder, no doubt about it. And really, there's been so much anticipation building up to this top 25 matchup. So which team can control their emotions, I think, goes a long way in who wins this one.
They'll try to move the chains on this 3rd and long from the 50. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. Looking downfield, it's Allard. Fires to the big fella. They've got it inside the 40 at the 39 as they pick up the first down.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
The inside handoff. The biggest lie college football coaches tell is nameless, faceless opponents. David, game like this, you know their name and you know their face.
You know them well, and it does mean just a little bit more because it's bragging rights. Like, the rivalries matter so much all throughout the year. All the fans talking about this game in particular, that's why it means more, and that's why these players will be jacked out of their minds.
Little too soft in that run defense. He picks up 4 to the 32.
Let it bust for a long one, but now 3rd down becomes very manageable. It's not third and eternity. Now the whole playbook, short passing game, long passing game, all of it's available.
They'll come to the line for the 8th snap on this opening drive, facing a 3rd and short. They'll try to pick up the first through the air, using the quick game. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. They'll pass on the 46-yard field goal attempt and go for it here. On 4th down, they're taking to the air, trying to pick up the first out of the backfield. Well, they just drained all the suspense out of the 4th down conversion, moving the chains easily.
Oh, and I love that play call on 4th down. You know, the entire defense was zoning in on that running back, thinking he was maybe going to get a handoff, but they're able to sneak and leak him out of the backfield. Behind the defense, he makes the catch and keeps the drive alive.
The Nittany Lions are in the hurry-up. Keeps those legs churning for 3 yards. He's down at the 9. The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. 3rd down. They can pick up the first without scoring. Going for 6. Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. And he's brought down after the pick, but not before putting his offense in business.
Well, statistically, this defense is not one of the better units against the pass. They're trying to change that here today. What a great job tracking the ball down, making a play on it, stabbing it out of the air for a big interception early. That should be massive for their confidence.
They are pinned deep, and this crowd is letting them have it. An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. Complete to start this drive. He's loose at the 15. Hit the afterburners, kid. And the tackle is made, but not before that completion gets them 30-plus.
Throws a nice completion there for a first down. This guy has been the biggest key to this team's success all season long. He's shown up in big moments. He's won big games. He's putting up big numbers, and that's why he's in the discussion to win the Heisman Trophy.
Last time these two got together, it was a tight one, Jesse.
Seems like every time these two teams play, the game just feels faster, right? Because it is a rivalry game. There's just a greater sense of urgency when we see these teams match.
Trying to beat the D deep. And it's incomplete, going for the massive, explosive play instead. They're looking at a 3rd down.
Yeah, and I like the shot, the aggressive play down the field. We like throwing those jump balls up to my receiver because usually the receiver makes the play and makes the defender look bad. Nice job by the defender getting a hand on it, tipping that ball away from the wide receiver.
And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down. The Buckeyes are moving quickly down the field. On the move, it's Henderson.
Now, that's what you try to do as a defense. Limit those damages when they run the football. Get them on the ground, short gains to set your defense for positive situations down the road.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. To the air, it's Howard. Got the quick pass. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup.
Really nice throw there to get the first down. And, you know, when you think about Ohio State quarterback play, especially here recently, it all comes down to efficiency. You have to make good decisions. You got to read the defense. And you got to be accurate. When you think of guys like Justin Fields, C.J. Stroud, guys who went in the first round, that's what they did. And this guy right here, I think he has the ability to be a first-rounder in the future.
First down to start the drive after the break. They'll leave it with him. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches.
Keep pounding away at this defense and make them play the run. If you can get this many a chunk, they're going to have to commit more guys to the box, more guys to the run. Then you open it up for the passing game.
Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. They'll try the run. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line.
Listen, the offensive coordinator's best friend in the red zone is the running game. Make guys commit near the line of scrimmage so I can throw behind. This defense is good, but I'm going to challenge them. I'm going to try to be the more physical team. I love the play call. I think you keep running the football and stay physical.
Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. Makes the grab on 3rd. Touchdown, Ohio State. And they'll put that scoreboard operator to work and put 6 on the board. And it feels good to land that first big punch against a rival, doesn't it?
No doubt. In a game like this, too, you just want to be executing at a high level early. So, David, that's got to feel great getting on the board first.
And settles everyone down. All the nerves, all the emotion of this rivalry game. Now everybody can kind of settle in because you know you already got a touchdown on the board.
The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially.
It's complete. A huge pickup. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Nittany Lions.
Man, how hard is it to defend when you have a weapon like this at running back that can play wide receiver? You can design ways to get the football in his hand. Palmer, once you get it in his hands, he'll do the rest.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and oftentimes those are easier throws for quarterbacks. And these running backs, they're just naturally so good when they have the football out in space. Their vision, their creativity, their ability to make people miss. And this guy showed you right there, a difficult guy to stop now if you're this defense moving forward.
And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse. And they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make? Because they got to stop the bleeding right now.
They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. Back to throw, it's Howard. He's right on target. Out across the 30 mark, down at the 35 after the 10-yard gain.
And this offense is built around this dude. I mean, he is sensational. He's been so fun to watch, like play, pitch, and catch, spread the ball around, complete and total command of the offense. And that's why he's putting up big numbers, and that's why he's got a real chance to go to the...
And they got him. He'll get him down for the sack.
Well, this is a very well-rounded defensive line. You play this 4-3 scheme. They've got guys up front that keep their gap integrity against the run, but they can also win one-on-one against the pass. And you just saw the speed off the edge by that DN.
Trying to get to it. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
This offensive line is going to have to shore up this pass pro, guys. The last play, they took a sack. This one, they allow a hit on the QB, which forces the incompletion. 3rd down, you're going to be throwing it right here, you think, so O-line's got to step up.
Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on 3rd down. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. And the pressure gets there, and down he goes at the 18.
Well, these 4-3 defensive ends that can get pressure on quarterbacks, they get paid a lot of money in the National Football League, and that's why. You can get out of your stance and win it around the edge to get to the QB. Not many guys do it as well as that.
He'll field the punt and see what he can get. He'll get it up to about the 44-yard line before they slam the brakes on it. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. Boy, that last touchdown, the one-play quick strike scored. Jesse, this offense hoping to keep that kind of explosiveness going.
And I don't know if they're going to get the same looks defensively.
Open runway ahead. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play.
And you see so many of these plays now in today's football. Wide receiver coming in motion, and the quarterback catches it, just flips it forward. That's a completed pass. You see the big plays where it just lets him get on the edge really, really quickly. And if he drops the football coming in motion, it's just an incomplete pass. These plays are getting big plays with really no risk.
Well, the runner paid the price on that one. Nobody blocked the middle linebacker. He came through that hole unencumbered and laid the lumber on that tackle for loss.
Wide receiver coming across in motion. Looking to throw, it's Allard. Pressure coming. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
It doesn't take this defense a lot of time to get to the quarterback, man. They've got speed all over the place. They hit him so quickly, and because of that, the ball falls incomplete.
Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. On third and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Fires into traffic, and it's picked off. Looking for more room. He is finally out of bounds, but he was smelling that end zone on that return.
And this is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. Keeping it on the ground with the running back. And they'll get him down, but boy, did he put some dudes in the spin cycle. My goodness. Down to the 23 for this 1st and 10. He's going to pass. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Well, this defense felt coming into the game that if he was going to try to throw from the pocket, they could get to him and affect his accuracy, and they did on that last play.
Ready to fire from the pistol. Defense going to jam these receivers right off the line. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Quick strike complete. They make the stop after the catch, and still some work to do to pick up that 1st down.
I love offenses and quarterbacks that are willing to take the easy stuff. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards. Yeah, I'm going to take big shots down the field too, but don't forget, it's easier to pick up 2nd and 5, 3rd and 5 than it is when we start getting those long yardage situations.
3rd down, and this crowd is tearing the lid off this place. Looking to throw for it. Snagged in the middle. It's Scott. They get him down, but this offense is set up 1st and goal from the 9.
How nice is it in this offense to have a tight end like that guy that can come up with plays for you all over the field? We just saw the big 3rd down catch. He set him up here in the red zone. I like going back to him, maybe lining him and flexing him outside, getting a one-on-one opportunity for him to use his size advantage.
I know the passing game sells, and the passing game is exciting, but it's not exciting to get 5 or 6 yards a pop on the ground, but it will be very successful.
They've got it down to the 3. Now it's 2nd and goal. He'll keep it himself. Moving toward the end zone, and fumble! Defense coming up with a huge fumble recovery.
I love those smashes where you can hear it up here, Reese. Goodness gracious, you can hear the contact. Such a big lick. The offensive guy doesn't hold on to the football. Huge momentum swing. Big turnover forced by the defense.
Running back searching for a hole. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe. 2nd and 7.
And a lot of times you want those big plays. You want those splash plays. But sometimes you're going to take some losses. You're not going to run the football overly well. But if you continue to run it, you can at least create some balance. You at least have the threat of it. Otherwise, you're just going to abandon it, and now it's just going to be a passing game.
Well, they pick up the first against zone coverage. I think a big part of this for young quarterbacks out there is if you're going to be throwing into zone coverage, you got to throw on time. You can't stare down receivers because the entire defense has their eyes on you, so you can't telegraph where the ball's going. You've got to hold it to the very last possible second. Try to freeze defenders with your eyes and then throw the ball into open areas of the field, anticipating where your guy's going to be.
And the running back didn't get much there. Nice job by the defense. You can tell they're focused in on this running back, on this run game, being physical, getting knockbacks, and limiting his carries.
He hurls one deep down the left side. And it's picked off again. His night vision hasn't been on par. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
It's so easy to be up here in the booth and say, you should have put more zip on that. Sometimes you got to use the lob wedge. That time, you probably should have used the drive.
Back to pass, it's Howard. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion?
I love when defensive linemen play with this type of awareness. You knew he wasn't going to be able to get to the quarterback, so he slows the rush down, IDs and finds out where the QB is, and then gets his big old paws up in the air to bat it away.
Linebackers moving, trying to confuse the quarterback. This time he's got his man. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays.
Timeout, Ohio State.
Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Leaves it with the back. Runs through the tackle. That run epitomizes a veteran, savvy senior who knows how to find space. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. And it's first down, but they'll try the field goal in the closing seconds of the first half. And he'll try to knock it through from 33 yards out. Between the uprights, it's good. And with that field goal, they now have the lead. So after putting 3 on the board, the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. Just enough time for one final play in this half. He wants to throw. Pulls it in. It's Singleton. Still running at the 40. They'll knock him down, and that'll take us to halftime. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. The Nittany Lions will kick it off to start the second half. Comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. They go to work in the third quarter with the lead, but they have had a little trouble keeping their quarterback upright.
Yeah, and you have the lead, you're positive, but the offensive line coach is definitely going to be upset. And the offensive coordinator, listen, I don't want my guy getting touched. He's being productive, but give him some more time here in the second half.
I think you can do that, too, offensively by maybe leaving your tight end in to help block, maybe chipping with running backs to help these tackles out on the edge, because you're right. That pocket has been shaky, and if it continues to be that way in the second half, this could be a much different-looking football.
It's just so nice to have a QB under center. Nowadays in football, you can trust these guys. You put so much on their plate, and you tell them, go get positive yards when it's there. And a lot of these guys are such great athletes that do it with ease.
Dropping back, it's Howard. He's got his man. They make the stop, but the sweet throw and catch is plenty to give him a first down.
Well, late in the year, this guy is square in the middle of the Heisman Trophy discussion because of his performance. He throws a nice completion there for a first down, but it's been week in, week out. Big moments. He's led this team to a ton of wins. He is their best player.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. You pick up a bunch of yards on first down, make that second down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
Looking for space, it's Henderson. A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior.
They're strong and they're strong. Defensive tackles, they're strong. They're such big jokers in the middle where they just lock out those offensive linemen. And running backs, listen, they don't have much of a chance. When you got that 300-plus pound guy grabbing you around the shoulder pad, you tend to go to the ground pretty quickly.
They're going to try to throw for it on third down. And that pressure just engulfed him. A sack for this defense.
Well, the defense obviously went in at halftime. They were trailing on the scoreboard. They needed to make some adjustments, and already they're showing some positive signs. On the very first drive of the second half, they're able to register a sack on third down, looking to get the ball back to their offense here.
The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. The sledding has been tough. Scores have been at a premium, Jesse, and every possession seems like it could switch the momentum of the game.
Yeah, Reese, for this offense, just feels like they just haven't been as physical. For this offensive coordinator, David, he's having to go deep into the playbook just to try to generate a first down.
Well, and the good thing is there's not a ton of game pressure because the other side's not scoring either. But if you can find that one thing that get that one positive play, and then maybe you get those juices going, and something can start to build.
Really nice run there. Good, solid pickup, and they'll move the sticks for the first down. When your best is demanded on a big stage like this against a rival, he has delivered, cracking the 150-yard mark.
No doubt about it. What do we say? Big-time players make big plays in big games. The games don't get bigger than this for this team right here, and this guy, David, has shown up today.
And it's so nice as a coach to have that dude that you know you can count on. He'll put up big numbers, and he's been carrying this offense.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. You want to talk about running behind your pads as he plows his way to the 35.
I think they called that knowing they weren't going to hit a home run. So why would you call it that? Well, you call it so third down becomes an easier down. It's not third and long where I have to pass the football. Now all options on the table.
Muscling ahead on 3rd and short. They finally get him on the ground with a big running play, moves the chains for the first down. The Nittany Lions come to the line with a new set of downs. Right back to the well. Drives into the defense, and they get him down after a pickup of 3 to the 16. Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. Made a little something out of that run. He picked up a couple down to the 14. Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal.
29 Philly, 2-9 Philly, Gringo, Gringo.
And the defense had its hands full, but they finally wrestle him down short of the first down. They'll play it safe and try for 3. And it's a deadlock here in the third quarter after the field goal. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Washington is trailing right now, but I'm old enough to remember the 2001 season where UW won the Rose Bowl and nearly won a title. If that group could find a way, there's hope for this team. They're trailing by 11 to USC. Just another week of college football where we've come to expect the unexpected. Fellas?
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. That first down was rather unproductive. Let's see what they've got on second down from the 16. To the air, it's Howard. Not in lockstep there with the receiver.
And how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense because it messes with the snap count. It messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
On third and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Takes a hit as he fires. That pass not closes. He got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down. And the Buckeyes will punt this one away. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. And the punt goes out of bounds. We'll check the spot. Think they'll have it right around the 40-yard line. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. And in a low-scoring game like this one, David, every possession is magnified.
And I think more than anything, it just gets frustrating. And you got to put that behind you. You got to see what this defense has been doing to be so successful. Palmer, now use it against them.
Yeah, David, I think for a play caller, this is tough, right? It's like you have to have the perfect play on just to get a first down. In these types of games, I think you're just trying to get guys out in space, see if a dude can break a tackle. Maybe that generates an explosive play, and it breaks this trend.
They make the stop, but this passing game does some damage, and they move the sticks with the first down. That was a nice pickup, running the drag route and finding that quiet, soft spot in the zone.
Yeah, drag routes not only work against man coverage, they work against zone too. If you can find the soft spot and the quarterback gets it to him early, he can turn that field, and you saw that right there.
Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. Tried to pound it on first down, now back to the line. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Scanning the field, it's Aller. And it's his 4th interception of the game. Just a small return, but a big play as they have it now at the 45.
In situations like this, it's nighttime, it's so cold, it's so hard to complete these types of passes, and for these wideouts, it's going to be tough just catching the football because that thing, I guarantee you, feels like a rock.
And he'll find enough running room to get it just short of midfield at the 49. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. He wants to pass it on second down. Caught close to the marker, it's Ibuka. Gets enough for the first down, but not sure they'll get another play off here in the third quarter. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Going up top on first down. Throws to the back. Just masterful working that sideline and getting the toe down for the catch.
There's just so much chemistry between this quarterback and his receiver. And you saw it right there. Down the perimeter, trying to work the boundary. Just put it somewhere near him. He'll catch it. He'll get a foot down and help out his offense.
Just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. The Buckeyes have it with a 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Got it in the middle with Scott. Really nice job there by both guys to throw and the catch to work that defense and get the 1st down.
They pick up the 1st down on the drag route. I know that seems like a simple route, but it's actually a lot more complex than what it looks like because that route changes based on whether it's man or zone. If it's man coverage, he's flying across the field. If it's zone, he's got to sit down over the ball in a soft spot, giving his quarterback a place to go with it. Nice job with those guys being on the same page there.
And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-gain land.
The first thing you have to do to make these plays successful offensively is I have to block the edge. I got to get my speedster in space. They didn't do a good job of getting that guy out there in space where he could really use his jets. Nice job by the defense understanding it, seeing it, rallying to it, and tackling that guy for a loss.
That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be 3rd down.
Another incompletion, and I've said that a lot, and these teams are just struggling. I mean, the offense just doesn't know what to do. Nothing's working, ground game, throw game. It's kind of been a rock fight on both sides.
Catch in the middle. It's Ibuka. Good tackle there to stop him short of the 1st down. It'll bring up a big decision. So on 4th down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot. It's good. And after the field goal, guys, they are back on top. So they're lining up to kick it off after that last drive. Put a 3 spot on the board, and now the defense will try to shut them down. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field to score some points.
Dang, Homer, I wish I would have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was more, you should have ran a better route.
Last incompletion leaves them still sitting at their own 25 with 2nd and 10. Quarterback will audible. They'll go back to the air on 2nd down. It's complete. And it's a 1st down. They'll mark it at the 44. Love what they did there, putting the big fella in the slot, letting him use his ability to get downfield and create some space and find the soft spot in the zone.
No doubt. You got the big fella in the slot, so you get your matchup. You know it's zone coverage. You know you can put it up out there, let him go make a play. That is a recipe for success, finding that matchup and exploiting it.
I just love the individual one-on-one effort by the defense there. Offense trying to go option, QB keeps it, but just too many defenders winning their one-on-one battles, defeating blocks, and getting the tackle for loss.
Looking to throw, it's Aller. Showing the arm strength to the left. They almost had another interception. Is everybody clear on who's wearing which colored jerseys?
I feel like the defense is just living rent-free inside the quarterback's head right now. Of course, they got the pick last drive, and they almost got a pick right now. Right now, they are fooling this quarterback with pre-snap and post-snap looks. This quarterback doesn't know where to throw the ball.
Throws to the tight end. And how about that DB getting a hand in there and forcing the incomplete pass?
And now such a tough situation. Late in this game, you're trailing, but now it's 4th and long. Like, it's one thing if it's 4th and short. This makes it even more difficult. You got to have something dialed up you feel really great about.
And that's where they'll spot it, just inside the 45. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. Had to settle for the chip shot field goal last time, Jesse. They'd love for this one to pay off bigger.
Yeah, it just comes down to execution, too.
Can anyone catch him? He's at the 10.
And I think if you're the head coach, defensively now, obviously, you've got 3 timeouts in your back pocket. You're trailing at this point, and the offense is going to be running the football, trying to bleed the clock. They're going to take as much time off the game clock as they can before snapping it. You've got to start thinking about using some of those timeouts.
And you got to get locked in the red zone. A lot of defensive coordinators will tell you, we'll give up yards, but we got to understand what we're trying to get accomplished. Great job down here near the goal line. This defense bowing their neck up and getting a big stop.
Just a solid stop by this sophomore.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, David, if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I tell you.
And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line.
Hey, 3rd down and short, you know the quarterback absolutely is going to be a part of the run game. The defense was not fooled, flew up, made the tackle, stick that fist in the air, 4th down coming.
Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Here we go. What great shape they will be in if they can punch in a touchdown on 4th and goal. Back to pass, it's Howard. Into the end zone. It's complete. He was angling for that pylon, and the defense stopped him short on 4th and goal.
And they decided to go for it. They decided to be aggressive, try to throw the football down the field. Receiver, quarterback, not on the same page. No dice, turnover on downs.
Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and working in that pass.
And I think, too, Dave, it's just going to take a spark. It just takes one play to get this thing picked up and going.
Yeah, and way to be creative, way to get the ball in the perimeter really quickly, get some speed outside. All you got to do is secure that edge, and you're just trying to get that 1st down. Nice job. Nice play call by the offense.
Wants to throw on 1st down. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy, and that's why the ball falls incomplete.
Misfired on 1st down, back to the air on 2nd. Caught over the middle. It's Saunders. And he gets it to the 44-yard line. It'll be a 1st down.
And there was no question in that scenario. That's where the quarterback was going. He knew he had his receiver in a matchup that he liked, running a route where he would find himself opening. Nice job between those two.
And the Nittany Lions will have it 1st and 10. Quick pass on the jet motion. And he'll find enough running room to get it just short of midfield at the 49. Picked up some yardage on the ground. Now here comes 2nd down. Quarterback checking the play. Dropping back, it's Aller. Fires to the right. It's caught. And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up.
I'll tell you what, that's great execution between the QB and receiver. They look like they could execute that throw in their sleep. The quarterback took his steps, threw it on time. Great route by the receiver. Nice job securing the catch.
Comes out throwing on first down. Took a shot as he threw. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
And imagine the defense in this scenario, right? You're up by one possession. You need to get to the quarterback. You've got to affect him. You're going to blitz or you're going to try to win one-on-one up front. They did it that time, hit him, and forced the incompletion.
They're going to throw it again. Grabbed over the middle. It's Saunders. Put it right on him. Sweet play. Good pickup, and they'll move the chains with the first down. From the gun, running back on the move. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. First down here for the offense. Wants to go up top. Throws for the tight end. And that is his 5th interception. If he comes out to try for 6, he'll be lucky. Got some room to run. The 30. Running inside the 20. They bring him down, but that great defensive play might be overturned. Let's see what the call is. Buckeyes will try to run out the clock in this final minute. The give to the back. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Buckeyes!
That is exactly what you want your offense to do. You want it to eat clock, but if you score, go up by 2 possessions, nail, meet, coffin, great execution by this offense to put this game away.
And the extra point extends the lead to double figures at 10. That's taking advantage of a golden opportunity set up with great field position, and they struck quickly for the touchdown. That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions, but I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
Grabbed in the middle, it's Singleton. And the catch was one thing, and the run even better. A big pickup on that one. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play, trying to preserve every minute possible. They'll move the running back to try to force the defense to adjust. Back to throw, it's Allard. Fires to the wideout. He's got an open man. Timeout call by the offense, 29 seconds left on the clock.
This is an offense that has skill, and they've got speed, and because of that, this defense, they can't lull themselves to sleep. They've got a big lead here late, but they've now given up back-to-back big plays. They got to put the clamps down.
Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. They've marched to the red zone, and here they go. And he's got it for a touchdown, so hold on a second. They're not dead yet. In fact, they're suddenly feeling much better.
And listen, still a ways to go. A great job by this offense getting you back in the ball game. Now, we got a one-possession game. We've got our score. We did what we're supposed to do. Now, how do we get this stopped? Now, the defense has to come up big and get me the rock back.
Looks as if the hands team will be able to recover the ball.
Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time when you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
It's really easy to get caught up in the emotion of a rivalry game. We did, and certainly this was a huge win.
Yeah.